Hey there, Sarah here from sarahdesign.com. And I wanted to share kind of a fun thing that happened. So, yesterday or the day before, I was on Skillshare looking up how to do oil painting for beginners. And I came across this one video that was talking about how this one particular oil painter had used a palette, a very limited palette of 4 colors for all of his paintings, and they looked amazing. And this particular artist teaching the class was showing how you can create this palette and use it for yourself. And the palette was black, white, red, and yellow. And the black had kind of a bluish hue, but some people said he might have also had blue. So we can think of that as a palette of 5 colors for all of his paintings. And really, that's a palette of 3 colors plus black and white. Pretty limited. You'd be thinking, his paintings must look very plain and one-dimensional, but oh my gosh, not at all. They were amazing. There was so much light and character, and it was a lot of portrait paintings, and you could see all the shadows in the eyes and the depth and three-dimensionality of each person. And it was incredible. And I was really blown away by how this was possible with such a limited palette. And I couldn't help but notice the parallels between that and entrepreneurship. As I do in most things in life, as I go through my days, I'm always noticing, oh, hey, that's a lot like business. Or, I find that that happens to me too as an entrepreneur, even when I'm just watching like funny shows on TV or listening to funny podcasts. So, the parallel that I was drawing here was that having a limited palette for your paintings is like having a niche that you focus on for your business. And I know from my own experience and being in groups with people and from coaching people that choosing a niche, like narrowing down your options of who you serve and how you help them, is really scary. People are scared to narrow down and really hone in on that one niche because they think, I'm going to run out of topics, or there's so many more people I could help. But the problem is when you think that your niche is everybody and everything, then sometimes you can't even start because you don't know, there's no limitations. You really need a box around things in order to really harness your full creativity. So you've probably seen people selling packs or courses or small digital products teaching you how to bucket your subject matter into different themes and areas so that you can, schedule out your content for Instagram for a year, or so you know what to write about on your blog. And that all comes down to that same thing. It's like those limited palettes. It's like the bucket about this one topic is the red color palette, and the bucket about, how your audience is feeling is the yellow one. And then the blue bucket is about challenges they face, and the black bucket is about the tools they can use. And then there's the white one. And you divide your content into these little bits of subject matter or topics, and those are like these colors in the color palette. And you'd think that, okay, so I'm going to think of like maybe maybe 5 things for each of those topics, and then I'm going to be done. I'm going to run out of ideas. I'm going to have to switch my whole business. I'm going to start selling something completely different, and that's just not true, because you'll see that when you niche down to say a particular industry or type of client, like if I help coaches, for example, then I can start thinking deeply about coaches, but from a very narrow palette, narrow standpoint. So I can go, instead of going shallow and wide, I can go narrow and deep on that subject matter and really just never run out of things to say, because there are so many nuances. There are so many shades and colors to each of the topics that I want to speak about. And it's just it's just a fun comparison. It's a fun parallel to realize that you can create something deeply nuanced and interesting and beautiful and never run out of variety while still basing all of that work off of a narrow topic or idea. So I just want to share this to encourage you to embrace niching. Even if you might change your mind on your niche later, embrace it for a while. Give yourself enough chance to work creatively within limitations that you set on yourself. And you'll be amazed, I think, by what you're able to create. Hope you found this helpful. You can always find me over at sarahdesign.com or on Instagram at sarahdesignagency. And by the way, if you want to use my Skillshare link, it's sarahdesign.com/Skillshare. No shame in my affiliate game. Talk soon. And if you have ideas for things you want me to talk about, drop them in the comments. Thanks.